What is your immediate reaction to the claims by Mr. Odinga's chief legal advisor that they have a watertight case, that they have evidence, and indeed they have 24 prayers against your client's declaration as the president-elect in the 2022 presidential race?
Have indeed been served now with 9 petitions. What we have discovered or established is that the main petition is the Raila Odinga petition. There are several other, petitions that flow out of it. There are commonalities across these petitions. The most important issues are 3 issues, like I mentioned. Number 1 has to do with the powers, the authority, the functions of the IEBC chair vis-a-vis the commissioners, and whether in declaring results at the National Tallying Center that the chair of the commission, who is the national returning officer, whether he should consult, and whether the position that is announced is one that is arrived at consultatively. The other issue is an issue that relates to numbers. The numbers here being that, number 1, that there appears to be variances, in the numbers garnered by our presidential candidate versus the numbers garnered by, for example, in other positions, senator, governor, women rep, and members of parliament. When you aggregate all those figures, they claim that there are variances. Then the third issue really has to do with technology, where they're claiming that our party ran a platform that acted sort of as a staging platform, where Form 34s somehow found their way to this staging platform, and that there was authority, there was technological authority, to overwrite and to change and to alter the numbers in Form 34s.
Mr. Odinga says between the polling station and the National Tally Center, the Form 34s, that is the form that emanated from the polling station, was altered. And because of that, it was altered in favor of your client, Deputy President William Ruto, who is now president-elect. Do you agree?
All those forms across the 46,000, across 46,000 polling centers, found their way to the 290 constituencies. They were then aggregated by the returning officer. That returning officer then carried the originals of those forms to the National Tallying Center. So it's against what was on the portal that the verification took place. The confirmation of the physical forms, of the validity of the physical forms was done. So there were physical forms in Bomas that were being verified in a very open, in a very transparent process by the commission, including, the 4 renegade commissioners. And so we do not believe, as a matter of fact, that they do have a very strong case. It was really, really, really the work of wisdom and the act of absolute bravery on the part of Mr. Chebukati to have still moved forward, steeled his nerves, and executed his constitutional duty to declare those results.
Without 27 constituencies.
That is not true. 27 constituencies had already been tallied. The results were available. To our knowledge, part of the contestation between Chebukati and the Renegade 4 really revolved around an attempt to massage the numbers from the 27 constituencies, an act which, to our understanding...
Your opponents are saying without these 27 constituencies, it means that neither your client nor Mr. Odinga got the 50% plus 1. Indeed, what the country should be preparing for now is a runoff, according to Mr. Odinga.
I don't think that is actually the truth, because we have the numbers from the 27 constituencies. They also have the numbers there is a very small difference. What Mr. Odinga needed to have gotten from the 27 constituencies is in the region of 80,000 votes, 80,000 additional votes over Mr. Ruto to bring Mr. Ruto below the 50% plus one threshold. He doesn't have those numbers.
So then what will your prayers be to the Supreme Court of Kenya?
As a simple dismiss the entirety of Mr. Odinga's petition together with his surrogate petitioners.
So at this point what you're saying is that Deputy President William Ruto was validly elected and that he did not steal the election?
It is our firm belief that the President-elect was properly so declared against the expectations of very, very powerful forces.